Welcome to this week's science experiment. So last week we made ice cream and we looked mostly at the heat that was involved in making ice cream. We talked a little bit about states of matter and changes of states. So today we're going to explore states of matter a little bit more. We're also going to check out a chemical reaction when we put two different states of matter together. So I have a glass of orange juice here today. And you'll notice that my glass is not filled all the way up to the top. So it's that's our liquid. And we know that a liquid is going to take on the shape of the container that you put it in. So our second experiment, I'm actually going to do a little playing around with the shape of liquid. But today I've got my liquid and I have a solid, which is some baking soda. So the only thing that I'm missing here is a gas, if we're looking at states of matter. And we're actually going to create the gas, and that's going to be something that you are going to hopefully be able to see happen. So I'm going to take a teaspoon of the baking soda and put it into the glass of orange juice. We're going to check out the chemical reaction and see if we can find the gas in that chemical reaction. Okay, so here we go with our orange juice and our baking soda. Now you can see why I left some space in the glass, and I'm not sure it was enough space. So you can see very clearly that all of this up here is gas. So it's the bubbles coming through. I'm just going to move that for a minute. See if you can actually see the bubbles. So that gas coming through there is actually a chemical reaction from mixing the orange juice with the baking soda. But the great thing about this is that you can give it a little stir. And then you can actually drink your creation. Now, one word of warning, it doesn't have sugar in it, like normal orange pop. So it does have the carbonation, but it is lacking the sugar, so it's not particularly sweet. I would think you could probably add some sugar to it, and it would make it a little more drinkable. But there's our first look at science today. And now we're gonna get ready for our second look at our states of matter. So when we talk about solids and liquids and gases, we talk about those building blocks that are together to create these things. So in solids, the molecules are packed really tightly together and they don't move around a lot. In liquids, they're a little bit further apart, and then in gas, they're quite far apart. So if we look at a liquid, it will take on the shape of the container that you put it in. So this is some cola, and it's in an oddly shaped glass, and it takes on that shape because that's the glass that I put it in. If I dump it into this glass, you can see that it's not this shape anymore. Now it's this shape. And then if I do one more change, and I dump it from this glass into this bowl, well, you guessed it, the molecules are going to take up the space that I give it. So the shape of the liquid changes according to the container that we put it in. Now, this is a difference between a liquid and a solid. I have a solid that I'm going to pull out. My solid is some ice cream. So the ice cream that is in this dish is, as long as I keep it cold, is going to keep this shape. So if I take it from this dish and I put it into this cup, you can see that it hasn't changed its shape at all. It's in the cup now because it will fit in the cup. Now, if we let it melt, obviously it's going to change its shape, but if we keep it in its solid form, it is just going to stay the same. It's not going to change. So what we're going to do today, we're going to actually put a liquid and a solid together, and we are going to see if we can create some more gas. So we're going to mix these things together. Okay, so we've got our cola back in a glass. We have our ice cream in a dish. So we have our liquid, we have our solid. We're going to put them together. And you will notice that they start to fizz. So you can see some of the fizz coming up here. And that's the gas. So we added the sodium bicarbonate, or the baking soda, to the orange juice to create that gas. Well, the cola already has that carbonation in it. So when you add this solid to it and they mix together, the carbonation starts to come through and you can see the gas actually being created. So we often think about the gas around us as air, carbon dioxide, all of those things around us, and it's really a hard one to see. Liquids and solids are easy to see. So this we can at least see the creation, we can see the bubbles that are coming up, and we can see that sort of gas creation. So it's a nice visual for something that's kind of hard to see sometimes. And the really great thing about this is that it tastes delicious. So there you go, science in your house. You probably didn't think about all of the chemical reactions that you have in your cupboard and all of the ways that you can look at states of matter and chemical reactions and have some fun while we're at home. So I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.